Ever wonder how the creators of your favorite shows, games, or podcasts seem to know exactly what you want, sometimes even before you do? It can feel like they're reading your mind, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back that curtain. No, really, think about it for a second. That perfect show recommendation that just pops up on your screen. That video game you just can't stop playing. Or that article that feels like it was written just for you. How do they know? How do they predict what you're going to click on next?
Okay, let's get right into it. As much as it'd be cool to think there's some kind of psychic power involved, the real answer is actually a lot more down to earth. The big secret? It's not mind reading, it's research.
And that brings us to the core idea for today, primary research. That's the technical name for it. And all it really means is going out and getting brand new, totally fresh information straight from the source. This isn't about reading old reports. It's about collecting your own data for your own project.
So if you're a creator, how do you actually get this information? Well, you've got a whole toolkit at your disposal. Think of it like a toolbox filled with different instruments, and each one is perfect for a specific kind of job. Let's open it up and see what we've got inside. And whoa, check out this toolkit. It is packed. You've got everything from old-school face-to-face interviews and focus groups to modern digital tools like online surveys and polls. You even have things like gathering first-hand accounts or original footage. Now, each of these is super useful, but for now, we're going to zoom in on two of the biggest powerhouses in the media world.
All right, let's start our deep dive with one of the classics, focus groups. This is the tool you pull out when you need to get really up close and personal with your audience.
So what even is a focus group? Okay, picture this. A game developer invites, say, 8 of their most loyal players into a room to try out a new character. They're sitting there, watching them play, leading a discussion, and getting their gut reactions in real time. That's a focus group. It's all about that live, direct human feedback.
But, there's a definite trade-off. The upside is huge. You get incredibly deep feedback. You don't just find out what people think, you find out why. But on the flip side, you're only talking to a handful of people. It can get pretty expensive, it takes a lot of time, and you have to watch out for 1 or 2 loud people dominating the conversation.
Okay, so if focus groups are all about going deep and personal, what's the alternative when you just need scale? Well, for that, we turn to a totally different tool from the kit, the online survey. This is how you reach a ton of people.
You've absolutely seen these, I guarantee it. It's that quick poll a YouTuber puts up that asks, hey, what video should I make next? Or a news site asking for your quick take on something. It's just a set of questions you send out over the internet to get a whole bunch of data, and you get it back super fast.
And this just perfectly shows the other side of the coin, doesn't it? The big wins here are speed and size. I mean, you can reach thousands of people in a single day. It's cheap, and a computer crunches all the numbers for you instantly. The major downside, you lose all that depth. You get the what, like what people clicked on, but you almost never get that all-important why.
All right, we've met our 2 main contenders. We've seen what they're good at and where they fall short. So I think it's time. Let's get to the final showdown and put these 2 research methods right up against each other.
And here it is, laid out as simply as possible. Focus groups give you the why. The data is deep and rich, but the process is small, slow, and costs a lot more. Online surveys give you the what. They're incredibly fast, they can reach a massive audience, and they're cheap, but the data you get back is pretty shallow. It really is that classic battle, quality versus quantity, depth versus breadth.
So who wins? Which one is better? Well, the real answer is neither of them. There's no single best method. The real skill is knowing which tool to pull out of the toolkit for the job you're trying to do. In fact, a lot of the smartest creators use them together. Maybe they'll use a survey to find out what is happening, and then use a focus group to figure out why it's happening.
And that brings us to one last question, and this one's for you. Imagine you're about to launch your own thing, a new podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever. Looking at these 2 tools, which one would you grab first? And maybe more importantly, what's the big question you'd be trying to answer? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.